Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of D Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another ranking video and another top 10 video. This one is going to be talking about what are our top 10 least favorite episodes of The Walking Dead throughout the entire series. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another video for today. This one's going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another top 10 ranking list. Of course, if you didn't see the video from yesterday, we did our top 25 favorite episodes of The Walking Dead show. And in addition to the honorable mentions in that list, we practically did like a top 50 episodes of The Walking Dead. So make sure to go ahead and check out that video. That was a lot of fun. But today we're going to switch things up and we're going to do the opposite. We're going to do our top 10 least favorite episodes of The Walking Dead. Now, admittedly, the only reason I'm not doing a top 25 least favorite episodes is because I love this show so much, right? I love The Walking Dead show. I love the series. It's my all-time favorite show. So complaining about it is kind of a hard thing to do, but obviously we got to do this one as well too, because every show has its ups and downs, right? Every show has its bad episodes, and I don't even think all 10 episodes of on this list are necessarily bad episodes. I would say the top 5, 6 or so are definitely bad episodes, but the rest are just, poorly average or mediocre or, something like that. So we're going to get into a few honorable mentions, and then we'll get into the actual list. Make sure to keep in mind, this video is my opinion, strictly just my opinions on the show. You can, of course, leave yours down below. But anyway, with all that crap out of the way, let's get into this. So, honorable mentions. First one is still Season 4, Episode 12. Did not enjoy that episode whatsoever. I thought it was a really poorly done bottle episode, and I just simply do not care for the Daryl and Beth dynamic. I just never really liked it too much. Another one is Season 3, Episode 7, When the Dead Come Knocking. This episode, it was okay, but I think it really suffers with the Mr. Coleman storyline, where you've got this old man the whole episode that Milton is trying to figure out if there's any human left in him or whatever as he's passing away throughout the whole episode, and the entire episode continues to cut back to these scenes, and it's just, yeah, it's really not my episode. Another one is Season 3, Episode 16, Welcome to the Tombs. This was a very disappointing episode and a very disappointing finale for the Woodbury arc, when the governor just kind of opens fire on his entire army and just runs away with his tail between his legs. It just not really a good episode, if you ask me. In addition, we also had the death of Andrea, which I just thought what they did to Andrea in the show was such an insult, to be honest. I mean, it was such a joke. Another one is Season 10, Episode 18, Find Me. This was a very odd episode. I mean, literally the whole episode is spent in a cabin with Daryl and Leah, and I just never really felt like their love story was all that interesting, to be fully honest. And I also don't like the conflict between Daryl and Carol. At the end of episode 16, Daryl kind of makes up with Carol, and then randomly in this one, it's like, oh, we got to do 6 bonus episodes? Oh, crap, enter conflict, Daryl and Carol, they're not doing good anymore. They were, but now they're not, right? They weren't doing good, oh, they're doing okay, now we got bonus episodes, and now they're not doing okay again. It's like, and Daryl's like, I don't give a fuck, you get on the boat and leave, I won't stop you. I'm like, the frig is this, man? And then the final honorable mention I'll put before we get into this, final honorable mention is going to be Season 9, Episode 14, Scars. Now, this one might surprise people. I think I'm going to get a lot of flack for this one, because I know a lot of people enjoy this episode. I personally was very disappointed with that episode. I mean, literally, the whole thing is about Michonne and Daryl. They're trying to get their kids back from a group of kids that stole their kids, so they're trying to kill the kids that stole their kids, blah, 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 blah. And Jocelyn is an awful villain. I mean, I don't know what the frick they were trying to do with her, but she was not intimidating whatsoever. And not to mention, they get these scars, both Michonne and Daryl, and they're all tied up. They can't get out. Oh my god, we can't get out of here. And then randomly the kids just leave them be. They somehow get untied from the rope, and Daryl's like, alright, we gotta kill these kids, I mean, it was so frickin' stupid, man. And I think the biggest reason why I don't like it is because it interrupts an amazing storyline of the Whisperers at the moment, and apparently that is the reason why Michonne cut off all the communities. Also, they built up these scars to be something major, and they give us kids. I mean, the episode kind of makes fun of itself, if you ask me. So, I'll never understand the respect for that episode. I'll never understand it. But anyway, let's get into the actual top 10. Number 10 is going to be Season 10, Episode 9, Squeeze. Now, This episode, I mean, the big reason why this one made it onto the list, and I guess I'm going to put it into simple terms. I can't see shit. I can't see shit. I mean, I could have put it in a different kind of way, but I can't see a frickin' thing in this episode. I really can't. I mean, I've watched movies before, and I've seen TV shows before, where you'll have characters that go into, like, dark spaces or, like, caves or what have you, right? And you at least are able to see what the frig is going on. And I understand it would be realistically this dark for them in their perspective, but for TV show purposes and for entertainment purposes, I mean, unless you're watching this episode in pitch black, and even then sometimes it's a struggle, I mean, this episode really suffers with that. Also, the story, I just do not enjoy. I mean, Carol and her actions trying to make all these moves against Alpha and all these stupid irrational decisions she's making, I thought were really, really bad. And she's lucky she didn't get Connie and Magna killed, because for a time there that made it seem like that's exactly what she did. And it really made me despise Carol. I really always enjoy Carol's character, and this episode did the exact opposite, and not in a good way either, like in a really, really bad way. And, you know, the stuff in the Whisper arc with Negan and Alpha and, like, them making out and all this stuff and having sex, I mean, it's just, it's like, man, damn it, the one time I don't want to see something, the one time the episode is actually, like, I can see what's going on, I don't want to see it, you know? So it's like, you know, you have the cave, which is like, oh man, I can't see shit, I want to see what's going on here. But then, oh no, they give you full fucking daylight when you've got Negan and Alpha making out having sex on screen. I mean, seriously, this episode's a bit of a torture fest, I'm not gonna lie. So, easily, one of the worst episodes. Number 9 is going to be Season 8, Episode 6. This one is The King, the Widow, and Rick. This episode right here, oh my god, man. I mean, this is national stupidity episode. This really is. I mean, you've got Rick going back to the Junkyard Group again, even though they shot you, they killed some of your people, they turned on you, you're still going to go back. You've got Carl who gets bit in this episode, which they don't even show us, but that does happen in this one, when he tries to save Sadiq. You've got Michonne and Rosita, who, I mean, go through this building and then join Daryl and Tara on this, like, revenge quest that makes absolutely no sense. And might I add, Daryl and Tara's plan was absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, I do like the scene where Rosita kind of blows the guy up with the rocket launcher, but for God's sakes, man, I mean, it was such a dumb setup. They kick the ball, they then figure out they're there and stuff. It was really bad. And I did really find it annoying when you had Jesus that was trying to spare those prisoners, and the whole episode, they're trying to figure out where exactly to put the prisoners and what to do with them exactly. It was just such a terrible episode. I mean, the episodes like this is why Season 8 is my least favorite season, 100%. Number 8 is going to be the following episode, Season 8, Episode 7, Time for After. Now, this one I do think is a little bit worse than Episode 6, because literally the whole episode is Eugene trying to figure out what side he wants to be on. And by the end of it, he decides he's going to remain exactly how he's been the whole fucking time. He's going to obey by Negan's rules, and he's going to work for him, and there's no progression with Eugene whatsoever in the entire episode. And you've also got Daryl that has this stupid plan to ram this truck through the sanctuary, which it's like, dude, how many times have you fucked up and Negan has either punished you or punished other people for the actions that you're doing, Daryl? And you're still going to drive a truck through the sanctuary, but everybody's life at risk. I mean, that is so fucking stupid. I mean, seriously. I do not understand anything of what logic was through this episode. And then Rick ends up getting Jadis and the rest to go on his side. And I mean, that goes south in a further episode too. So this entire episode, I mean, it was dumb. It was dumb. Like, seriously. I do not understand what the writing process was for this episode, but this was a really bad episode from Season 8 as well, too. Number 7 is going to be Season 11. Yes, a Season 11 episode. Season 11, Episode 11, Rogue Element. Now, this episode from the final season, if there's one episode in the final season that I definitely think is worthy of being on this list, it's this episode. I really do not understand what the point of this episode was. They fake you out with this Stephanie character, which, first of all, why? Why can't you just have it be like the comic? You gotta do this stupid twist where all of a sudden her name's Shira, and Max was really the one he was talking to on the radio, but also her name is not Stephanie, that's her mother's name, and she lied about that for some odd fucking reason, and now all of a sudden Max wants to be with Eugene, and Eugene's confused, and he doesn't know what to do. I mean, you know, like, seriously, I don't understand any of the reason why they wanted to do that. And, you know, you've got Lance and Carol in this one that go visit this guy who is so weird. He's like wearing this like farming hat, this cowboy hat. He says Mother Puss Bucket. He can't even say the real friggin' thing. And you've got Connie and Kelly like talking to Mercer and stuff, and they're trying to figure out where these missing people are going. I mean, it is such a bad episode. I mean, this was the one time in the final season where I remember I literally just kind of stopped what I was doing. I was like, okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm watching, but like, seriously, this ain't Walking Dead. This is not Walking Dead standards, and that's for damn sure. I just do not understand what the idea was for that episode. Coming in at number 6 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 3, called The Cell. Now, this episode, I mean, it's torture, literally. You know, you got Easy Street the whole episode. And as if that wasn't bad enough with Daryl and him sitting in a cell and just, oh my god, that was so awful. And there's like no progression made either, because Daryl just continues to sit through the cell throughout the whole half season. So there really is no progression there at all. And then you've got Dwight that's going after this guy, which, I mean, we get more Dwight scenes, but it's kind of screwed up because if you guys didn't see the San Diego Comic-Con trailer for Season 7, there were scenes where Dwight was going after this guy, and this guy was, like, driving a car, and Dwight was with a rod, and he was, like, shooting at the friggin' car, and he was, like, crashing his bike, which they show that in the episode, like, that Dwight crashed and wrecked his bike, but they don't even show him wreck. It's just randomly destroyed. I'm like, my god, man. Like, they deleted necessary things. Daryl's getting tortured the whole episode. What else is there to say? It's a bad episode. It really is. And the worst part of it is that it's all bottled off. Like, there's nothing else to it. So, yeah. Not a good episode. Number 5 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 12, Say Yes. I mean, this entire episode, it's, again, another one of these episodes from Season 7 where they're looking for guns, and they get the guns back, and it's not enough, so they gotta go out and find more. You've got Rosita that finds a toy gun, so then she, for some reason, blames Father Gabriel for this whole thing, even though it makes no sense. And not even to mention, like, you've got Rosita and Sasha, this stupid plan to go kill Negan. And she gives her this rifle, and she's like, yeah, let's go kill Negan together, you know? And even though they know full well they could die, but they don't even care. And the biggest thing that pisses me off in this one is the Rick fake-out. The Rick death fake-out was so ridiculous. Not to mention the horrible-looking CGI deer that was in the episode beforehand, but like I said, that's not even a flaw, that's just the CGI was really bad. But the story itself, and Rick, and him almost dying and all that, like, it was so dumb, it was so poorly done, I don't even have words to describe how bad that was. Number 4 is going to be Season 7, Episode 11. Holy frig, we're in a rut here with Season 7. This one right here, I do not like this one at all. This one is the one where basically you have Eugene that's at the sanctuary throughout the whole episode. He ends up giving in and becoming Negan. He's like hanging out with Negan's wives the whole episode. And you got like Dwight that throws Dr. Carson under the bus. I mean, it's just such a dumb episode. It's another one of these blocked off episodes at the sanctuary where like nothing happens, pretty much. Just not an interesting episode whatsoever. And Negan is like barely utilized either. Like Negan is barely in this episode. Number 3 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 20, Splinter. Now, you want to talk... Okay, so the top 3 now, guys, is like really bad. This is when you get into like the really bad territory. Oh my god, literally. All we get in this episode is our crew is surrounded by the Commonwealth, and by the end of the episode, our crew is surrounded by the Commonwealth. You know what I mean? Like, that's all the progression is. And the only thing that we get in this episode is Princess character development, which I would argue you could have thrown this into any dialogue scene in the final season, and it would have worked. And don't even tell me that Tyler Davis means anything at all, because literally he could just get shot and killed in the Battle of 23. So Tyler Davis does not matter to the plot whatsoever. And the whole episode is Princess telling stories to people that she's not even talking to. Like, you make it seem like Eugene is talking with her, not real. You make it seem like Yumiko is talking with her, not real. You make it seem like Ezekiel somehow got into this train car and knocked out, you know, Tyler Davis. Again, not real. Like, the whole episode is a waste of time, and the biggest thing I can't stand is that we get no progression in the story. I mean, like I said, the episode begins, they're captured by the Commonwealth. The episode ends, they're captured by the Commonwealth. I mean, the only difference is that they got a little baggie on their head. Like, this whole episode was a waste of time, and it spent the whole episode, pretty much, in a train car. So, the episode kind of makes fun of itself, to be honest. Number 2 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 21, Diverged. This one is my second least favorite, but I would say it's number 1 when it comes to the most useless episode. Literally, nothing in this episode happens. You get Daryl that fixes his bike, okay, and comes on home. I mean, yeah, woo! I gotta tell you, all the stuff we went through with Daryl in this episode, holy shit, man. And then you've got Carol in this episode that makes a soup, which, that's why I make the joke that this is the soup episode, because literally the whole thing, you got Carol making a soup, Daryl fixes his bike, he comes home, hallelujah, you know? And I'm like, I mean, like, I don't think I've ever been able to say once in a Walking Dead episode that you could skip an episode and you'd be fine. I would actually say that for this episode. You could skip this episode and you'd be basically fine, you know? And it's obviously a bonus episode for sure. It's definitely a pandemic episode, but for God's sakes, I mean, there's no way you can tell me that that's the best thing you could have done. There is no way. Because honestly, this should have been cut down to 5 bonus episodes at that point, you know? We should have only had 5 extra episodes, because this episode was completely pointless. Coming in at number 1, and my least favorite episode of The Walking Dead is going to be The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 4, Slaptown. Now, why is this my least favorite episode of The Walking Dead? Well, if you're new to the channel and you don't know too much about me, let me give you a little bit of a rundown. Beth is my least favorite character of the entire Walking Dead show. And I know I'm going to trigger a lot of people because I know Beth has a major fan base, but I can't stand the character, just my opinion, of course. I cannot stand Beth as a character. I think she was absolutely horrible. So, Beth is my least favorite character of the series. The hospital storyline is my least favorite storyline of the series, and it's bottled off. I mean, you want to give Dan's reviews his biggest nightmare? This is the friggin' episode right here. Seriously. I mean, the whole episode, I hate. I literally, and I know that's a strong word, but I hate this episode with a passion. I mean, the hospital storyline literally goes nowhere after 4 episodes. Beth also goes nowhere after 4 episodes. And the whole episode's about building the storyline up. That literally goes nowhere, you know? I mean, the only thing that survives the hospital storyline is Noah, and he dies in episode 14, like, by a group of walkers. Has a completely meaningless death. So, I don't know. This episode, to me, it just has no purpose. It is the worst storyline of the entire Walking Dead series, if you ask me, and it also has the worst character, in my opinion. So, obviously, this would be number 1. This would easily be my least favorite episode of the show. So, anyway, let me know in the comment section below. What are your least favorite episodes of The Walking Dead show, looking back on the series overall? Definitely let me know, and that is it for this video, guys. Make sure, of course, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos of The Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys, of course, to get more Walking Dead videos like this. And I'll see you guys really soon for more Walking Dead videos. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
I've heard stories. Walkers that can climb walls and open doors. I was never sure if they were just stories.